Welcome to your monthly Earth Tribe report for Leo season. This is the Peace Dealer. We're gonna break down Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And yeah, thank you guys for your patience. I hope you enjoy this peace report. Okay. And we're gonna jump right in to Taurus. Taurus, baby. Oh God. All right. Tomorrow the moon is going to be in Scorpio. We're going to have the conjunction with the sun and Mercury retrograde. So starting with Taurus, that's going to be, of course, your fourth house. Okay. The fourth house for, of course, Taurus is Leo. I like to look at this. Shout out to Taurus sun, moon, and rising. If you're a Taurus sun or Taurus moon, the Leo sun is making a 90-degree integration angle. You are at first stage integration. Virgo is second stage integration of 120 degrees, and Libra is third stage integration of 150 degrees. So that by Scorpio season, you are beginning to 180-degree harvest what you activated with Taurus. Okay. We know Taurus season, we had Uranus at the end of Taurus. Shout out to Taurus. You had the 29-degree Sun Uranus conjunction once again to really mark off this year for you. So that's really what you have directly and personally. Of course, if you're a Taurus rising, this happened in your first house, and now Leo is in your fourth house. Even if you're a late Taurus rising, then even though most of Leo will be your third house, it's still marked by your fourth if you use equal signs, especially if you use whole signs. But even with Placidus, if you have interceptions or whatnot, we will treat this as a fourth house placement, okay? At least psychologically. And yeah, knowing that you had the Uranian activation, the major theme of the rest of this year is activating a peak 29-degree level of unconventionality and physiological innovation, the autonervous functions of your body since 2008, which we could say Uranus was a power gridding system or an energy gridding system naturally. One for natural energy solutions, which are getting ready to innovate old world technology solutions to integrate them with new technology, but also the technology of your body and enabling your body to process, regardless of your sign, because everyone has Taurus, but if you're Taurus, you're embodying this, enabling you to harness, extra dimensional energy through your own natural energy, which, I would hope sounds pretty fucking weird. But I'm basically saying, your smell being a clairvoyant smell, your sight being a clairvoyance, your auditory now being clairaudient. That Uranus has built the grids for you to causally tap into this Aquarian energy. Now with Pluto in Aquarius awakening 10th house to you, because Aquarius is going to be the 10th house, the knowledge, right? That's going to realistically influence what you're manifesting, as Taurus of manifestation is complete with knowledge, collective knowledge. When I put out an album and collectively it goes gold or it goes platinum, this is a collective confirmation of my own sense of what I produced, right? Sometimes it can align, sometimes it can get it wrong, sometimes it's just what it is. Or regardless, it's just what it is. But that being said, Leo, right, for Taurus being the producer, Leo is the stage performer. It is also the stage. So this is how psychologically the producer is going to be at home on the stage that they built for the main characters that they hire. If they don't cast themselves as a main character, the main characters that they hire and produce to really bill on their productions. Okay, so they get all that money. This is really cool when we talk about fire sign or earth sign psychology, when we look at fire signs as a part of earth sign psychology, which I will always say, for earth signs during fire seasons, the psychology for this is Leo, the way that they embody themselves, the Leo sun, moon, or rising, really the Leo rising or the Leo sun is going to affront, face, and express passion, right? So they are the face of passion. They are going to bring this drama, right? They're going to embody this more bold, courageous expression. You're going to see them be full of life. For earth signs, this is inerted because now it is in water houses, the subconscious and more unconscious understanding and inward expression of this. So Leo is going to be, dancing, right? Taurus is going to be in the shower dancing, right? It's very subtle. It doesn't mean you won't see earth signs that don't tap into their fire sign energy, like Leo, or the firepower like Aries. But now the nature of earth, which is going to be more, of course, resting bitch face, right? Shout out to my earth sign risings. We all have resting bitch face. It's one of the best things about us. People think we're sad. No, we're thinking about what pizza we want. At the end of the night, we just don't show our emotion. So people may expect you to act like water signs, to act like fire signs. Oh, why aren't you happy? Because to expressive signs, happiness is something that is worn on them. Versus for earth signs, passion is inerted. It's something that they hold within them. It's a very fundamental misunderstanding that, conventionally people will have of placements like this. I think the biggest victim of this was Travis Scott. A lot of people did not like Travis Scott's apology, despite him being a Leo moon, not realizing he has RBF. So he's not going to show his emotion on his face. You're going to think that it's Stonewall. And that's not something you'd understand if you don't have an Earth moon. And then you're already tapped into a very deeply emotional, controversial, dramatic plot where you want to see, stuff from people, because people are ultimately very emotional. Okay, if you go trade in the market is really just an ocean of emotion that can fluctuate up and down based on how people feel. It's the least irrational thing, which is amazing how you have people professionally try and navigate patterns off of something so irrational, and great if they're consistent with it, because anyone who can really manage that is someone who can psychoanalyze emotions and tie that into analytically how it affects real structures. So, Earth is the opposite of that. Earth is not really irrational. It's grounded. It has its own form of irrationality, a numbers-based irrationality, getting very obsessive, compulsive over numbers, getting very, stubborn over certain values. Thank you, Forest Fairy Tarot. But that being said, you know what I'm saying? The whole nature of fire in these water houses means that they don't just hide their passion. It's something they keep within. It's going to be the Virgo, it's going to be the Capricorn, it's going to be the Taurus that seizes victory. And where the fire sign is going to be like, yeah, the earth sign is going to be like, that's nice. Yeah, we'll see what that's about. But inside they're like, yes, 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 yes. But they're not going to show you that. They know how to put on a poker face. Taurus moons are the most mentally stable of all moons, because now you're putting this irrational, emotional space in a grounded sign. This is why it's exalted there. Taurus moon is one of the only moons that are not irresistibly attracted to any other moon sign, because Taurus sits in their value. It's like, what you got? What is it? I am a soul of value. Like, what do you bring? You know what I mean? Like, they're not too quickly swayed. All right. That being said, definitely stubborn on values. That being said, Leo, remember, now that we have activated this innovation, this 29-degree Uranian innovation, we're carrying that forward, and that's going to lead into the opposition to Uranus, whether it retrogrades back by Sagittarius season, or we have that opposition to Uranus and Gemini. Okay, that's what you're getting ready to harvest. As Uranus shifting into Gemini applies this naturally grounded innovation of who you value yourself to be and how you stand in your own values to apply towards money, ridiculous amounts of money, innovating your idea about your wealth and how your words monetize, how your ideas monetize, with which Jupiter has expanded the pool. Let's say before Jupiter went into Gemini, your pocketbook could only hold 500,000 gold coins. Now that Jupiter has expanded it, it could hold 5 million. It almost like 10x did. I don't know if that's the right, I don't think that's it. Yeah, let's say 10x, whatever the fuck. It expanded it. Now you have a pocketbook that could hold 5 million gold coins. And now Uranus is going to innovate the quality with which you make much quicker transactions with more money. Okay, you're about to be filthy fucking rich as soon as we get out of 2033, and Saturn now constructs this. This is really the beginning of the process of structuring your position in this new world as a new type of producer. Okay, we know that Mars is coming out of your 5th in Virgo, going into your 6th. Hey, right. So the North Node that is in Pisces is unlocking your dream team. Remember, Taurus is no longer Taurus. They're Taurissimo. Taurus has always been the most grounded zodiac sign. Unlike elitist Capricorn, unless, they're a super cool Capricorn like Forest Fairy Tarot, or, a too critical Virgo that will kind of judge you if you're not really approved by society. Taurus is still going to judge you. I think people forget Taurus is still one of the 4 judges. Taurus will judge the shit out you, but they're still grounded. They can still have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can still talk to you. But now they're Taurissimo. Every Taurus, in a way, is kind of like DJ Academics. But now DJ Academics is Big Ac. Like DJ Academics, right? Livingston, that was Taurus. Big Ac. It's Big Ac, son. You don't even have 7 figures. I just did a $25 million deal. I just gave this dude $5 million because I like it shit. That's Taurissimo. They're not the same anymore. Taurissimo is still down there. Go listen to the new Clips album. That's Taurissimo. They remind you you're broke, but still, it's still a grounded down. It's still a grounded, down to earth sign. It's still astrologically the most beautiful of all signs because it's real, got it out the mud value. And at least you can understand a Taurus who becomes Taurissimo because Taurissimo got it from the mud. Taurissimo did not make it because somebody had to loan them their fortune. Taurissimo is probably the father who gave their child a trust fund. Okay, so that you can at least understand where that may come from. It's still at somewhat of a grounded level. Taurus is still within Taurissimo. Within every Taurissimo is still Taurus. They're just on their Taurissimo arc. They have like the fur coats, and they are judging how broke you are. But see, they're not too much judgmental that they won't still align with you if you align with their values. They won't still give opportunities and whatnot. Okay. Oh yeah, all earth sign women, sun and rising, are organically gorgeous. Some of the most incredibly gorgeous women I'll ever see as a Capricorn moon are Capricorn rising women, because my moon connects with the rising. Taurus rising women, Virgo rising women. Oh my gosh, Virgo risings and suns, fucking flawless. I'm obsessed with Capricorn, and Taurus can get it all the time. Taurus is naturally beautiful. And every element, right, has their own facet of beauty. Like water signs are going to be fucking gorgeous and sexy. Fire signs are hot as fuck. Like hot. Like the different stages of hot. And then air signs, we have our own intellect that through our personality is a form of beauty and sexiness. So you can kind of mix the elements that you got. But this Leo season is putting you in a position to now integrate this foundation of the creativity and the courage that houses your value. And what's the mechanic behind this? If I am just a humble Taurus that doesn't really know his worth, or her worth, if I don't know I'm natural king, if I don't know I'm natural queen, right? Scorpio risings are sexy as fuck. Sorry. Scorpio risings are very sexy. All right. They embody sexiness. Now, if I didn't know that I'm a Taurus, right, that knows their worth, when I now go integrate the Leonine consciousness in my fourth, remember from Taurus, we activated our value, we manifested in Gemini our affinity, the truth around our value. So how do we communicate what we're worth? And then in Leo, in Cancer, we finally activate the sincere expression of course, what we feel, what our emotional intelligence is, how it is we, with the groundedness of our own body language, express our I don't want to just say emotions, express, of course, the psycho, I don't want to say psychoanalytical, but the intangible, non-spoken verbal part about, our natural values, all through Gemini, that takes the thoughts of our value and then directs it through Cancer. So we've activated that. Now Leo is how do we take that individual activation and integrate it on stage? Boom. If I do not have confidence in myself and what I'm worth, then, I'm going to be on stage. Hey guys, could you guys stop talking? Hi guys, we need to start the show. Oh my God, everyone. I have a present. Like that's not lit. That's not lit. You don't look like somebody who bankrolled this entire production. Your stage probably looks weak. You know what I mean? This the fourth house found like you need to be like Travis Scott in Astroworld, not the one where people died, the other one. But even that one too, because he was getting lit. You have to be so lit, people think you're doing a satanic ritual. I know. I hate that it has to be that way. But you have to be like, what the fuck is up, guys? Yes, Torissimo! Yeah, bitch! Yeah, they singing along. You don't know that they're actually dying and crying out to you to stop the concert, but you're like so many feet away and there's so many other people screaming. So it's preposterous that people would just assume that you would know they're dying because there's a fucking sea of people having fun. Yeah! I paid for this whole stage! That's Torissimo. That's Torissimo. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Whoever threw the concert for you could take the damages. Like, it is what it is. Volume on blast. Let's just be realistic here. You have to bring the value. And now having a high confidence, right, with Leo enables you to really have this foundation on, of course, you know what I mean, the courage it is to hold that through. As you can tell, I feel a different way of what happened with the Astroworld concert. I feel like he kind of got the blame. I mean, people died, so I understand, but I feel like the way that was handled, where he just kind of took the full blame, was kind of unfair, to be completely honest, when there's a lot more people responsible. But of course, his name was on it, and that's why I'm using that as an example. This is the responsibility of Taurus in that position. I'm not going to say that situation all happened because he was a Taurus, but I'm going to show you Taurus's role in that. Taurus is the producer. The producer takes majority of the responsibility when your name's on the bill. So these are the things with Pluto and Aquarius, right? The 10th house that's already, you know what I'm saying, like judging you. Whereas we talked about Aries and their Pluto in the 11th, Pluto in your 10th house is breaking you through the glass ceilings. Aries broke through an Aquarius. It's having you interface this private foundation with this public judgment, with this knowledge of your legacy. Pluto, with which is awakening your legacy. Some of you may become infamous. Others of you are awakening, of course, your outreach to a global audience, and that opens up greater scrutiny. But this is where, with the foundation, with the Mercury retrograding in your fourth, you're reevaluating what kind of courage you can communicate, how you kind of recenter yourself on stage, whether through your actors you've paid or through you, as Jupiter is expanding, of course, your third house and putting you in a position to now express more psychic abilities and skills, right? Or just more, special abilities that take into account what you've specialized. Let's just say Mars coming out the 5th carries forth this integration to now apply this courage into an analytical orientation of action that unlocks how you're meant to analyze this moving forward. Before the sun goes through here, Venus goes through here, Mercury goes through here, and as it goes into Libra, this is going to apply the shift of perspective relative to how you fully express your creative talents. As Taurus, like most air, which we'll talk on most earth signs have fun working. Okay. We'll talk about this with Virgo, but the 5th house of an earth sign, that's true earth sign behavior. As a Taurus rising, I have it too. Like when I go to the club, I actually have fun just looking at the workers. I'm kind of like pulling out chair. Like I always want to feel like, oh, I'm working with the back staff. You know what I mean? Like I'm kind of more interested in what money is being made. Like what's really happening behind the scenes, right? Work is play. They have fun doing work. If you take meaningful work away from a true earth sign, they're not going to feel fulfilled. These aren't necessarily people that you could just have retire and just kind of have fun somewhere, unless they really feel like they've earned it or whatnot. They always want to feel like they're, especially if they're like a 5th house in the earth sign, right? But that's mainly just because of the physical mechanic of what's at play here. And with the South Node, once again, in that 5th house, it is unlocking the analytical nature of your creativity, how talented you are, so that with the North Node in Pisces, everything you believed around the dream team, the actual rewards from career, the dream being made real, you are now connecting relative to like being a basketball player and joining a dream team that's really going to bring in so much of your dreams come true. Okay. So that being said, other than that, Saturn and Neptune in the 12th are going to continue to release unconscious habits and beliefs over the next 2 and 13 years. And as it retrogrades back into Pisces, it's going to reevaluate your belief around, who should be around you. Okay. How y'all doing? Appreciate you. I'm all right. And who you connect with and who you believe should be in your corner. Because that's another thing for you, Taurus. Like all your dreams are coming true. And that's, of course, going to be determined by the integrity of your social circle, the integrity of who you keep around you. All right. And whether you think it matters who is around you. All right. Yeah, it's still hot out here. We building legacies, but while we're still here. I love that. So next we have Virgo. Okay. What inspired me to say what I said was I just started, I've seen it on certain video essays, but I just kind of started checking out the videos of Greg Doucette. I don't know if some of you are aware of Greg Doucette. I did my research. He's actually Capricorn moon, Virgo sun. So when you have Leo signatures in the earth signs, that means their moon is in the other earth sign. And he was quite someone who said that he needs to be doing work in order to feel like he's having fun. That is literally, he needs Capricorn moon. He needs to be doing work. Capricorn is 5th house of fun from Virgo sun, right? In order to feel like he's having fun. And any earth sign rising has an earth sign in their 5th house. You're going to feel this as well. And the reason why that's important, especially for Virgo, is I always like to make the distinction between Virgo and Aries. We can even say Virgo and Pisces, right? Pisces and Aries have Cancer and they have Leo as their 5th house. So what fun means for Aries isn't what fun means for Virgo. For Pisces, their 5th house is Cancer. So anything they do, if they can really feel richly in it, right? If they can feel like they're bathing not just in their emotions, if what they're doing enables them to really light up their emotions so that they can fully express it, that will bring fun to a Pisces. Anything that allows them to fully express their beliefs that really generate a hardcore emotional fun. This is exactly opposite from Virgo. All right. Now, Aries and Virgo are highly competitive. This is why I really like this distinction. Aries is one of the most competitive zodiac signs. Aries and Virgo both understand the need to win, but they take different approaches. Aries' fifth house is Leo. That's inner child creativity. Aries is going to be competitive, but once it's no longer fun, they're going to lose the desire. Okay. Aries is competitive, but they still want to have fun. That's the cool thing about Aries. There's cool things about both, but this is the fire portion of Aries. Aries has to, and this is what loses sight of certain Aries. Certain Aries stop having fun, and they wonder why they're not succeeding the way that they originally did. Okay, this is very key. And then they realize, I'm not having genuine fun with it anymore. And until they switch that up, once they start having genuine fun, they start to do better. Okay. Or they have to kind of take some time off and switch out. This is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. This is starkly different from Virgo. Virgo does not care about having fun. Virgo is the fifth Capricorn. The goat is Virgo's fifth house. Virgo has to be the greatest. This is why they criticize themselves to oblivion. And you're listening to what they did and you're like, wow, this is fucking perfect. Imagine being in the studio with Michael Jackson. You're like, whoa, this is perfect. And then Michael Jackson's like, the shit is trash. This shit is trash. I need to do it again. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, you did better in one take what I might do my whole career, and you think this shit is trash. Now you're looking at the Virgo like, we've done this take 10 fucking 11, 13 times, because Virgo can literally see music notes. Like, these motherfuckers have such an analytical understanding of their physical experience that what's good to you had 6 blemishes, and they have to do it over and over again until it's perfect, complete in equity, not flawlessness. It's like a law of division. It has to be great. What they do can't be good enough. And so they will relentlessly, it's not about fun for them. They will relentlessly overwork hours to make sure, because it's not enough for them to present what they're good at. They have to be the greatest at what they're talented at. And they will go through the melancholy, and they will go through the stress, and they will rip themselves a new asshole if it means becoming the greatest. And whereas anyone else that would stress them out and impede their ability, right? Swear to God, and impede their ability, right, to realistically kind of move forward. Virgo loves that shit. They love the stress. Most Virgos who are depressed really are just addicted to the melancholy. That's horrible. Let me not say that. But, you know, like Capricorn, like it's what people forget is Virgo and Cancer or Earth and water are negatively charged. So unlike a fire sign that's positive, negatively charged signs can thrive off of negative emotions, because negative times negative equals positive. So that's why you can see a water sign crying, expressing a negative release, and you think something's wrong with them, and they're like, no, I actually feel good, because they're engaging in that negative, functioning negative. It creates a positive. They release it. They feel good afterwards. Versus maybe a fire sign crying, it's probably going to be negative, or they're going to have an ugly cry, right? Versus Pisces that loves to cry. A lot of this is still speculative. I'm just giving you like an idea of what to see. But like Virgo has the Capricorn. Like they I always like to make this distinction when we do Virgo readings. They're a different beast, bro. They're Kobe in the gym. They have to be the greatest at what they love to do. And the only bad part about this is this brings such considerable stress to these people, where they're comparing themselves to the elites in their circle, and they will never be good enough. And for the healthy Virgo, this doesn't crush them. It motivates them to do better. For the unhealthy Virgo, they get suicidal. They will never really be good enough in their eyes, and they don't give themselves the reality that they're smoking most people around them. Okay. I heard a beautiful story about this when my Sagittarius childhood friend in high school married her Virgo husband. It was such a beautiful story because he was the Virgo trying to make everything perfect to propose. It's like, oh, I put her on this bow and I wanted to make sure the sun was shining a certain way before I proposed to her. And like, you know, he was telling me, he was telling me this. I was so happy. I was like, wow, like, and you know, Virgo's the master, right? So it's like he tried to have every variable right, and what happened on that day? Little to nothing went right for him. You know what I'm saying? Like the conditions that he needed, and he was stressed the fuck out because he's like, what the fuck? And he inevitably really just had to do it. And it's not until he did it he realized, oh, it doesn't even really matter, right? Like him just actually doing it. She was already receptive. They got married. They came to Vegas. I got to see them. I haven't seen her since high school. Shout out to Shayna. Her Shayna Hunt. All right, her and her husband, Vincent, I believe. But like, yeah, fucking cool peoples. And I'm very grateful for hearing that story because it taught me a lot. One, in a Virgo way, and two, just how, you know, sometimes paying too much attention to detail can get in the way of a plan you already perfected, even if there's certain mistakes along the way, right? You have the god of war leaving your sign, so you were with all the smoke, and now you're gonna pass the baton to Libra, and then you have Virgos who know how to do a good balance of both. I'm just giving you the pitfalls of Virgo. You have Virgos who are very smooth. They're very tapped into their intuitive side. Those are the most dangerous Virgos ever. A Virgo that's not afraid of getting certain things. Like most Virgos aren't afraid of being wrong. They just want to correct it. But a Virgo that can really kind of fluidly be aware of the fact that they're simultaneously aware of the physical reality and the etheric realm. Yes, this is true. The split has happened. Very dangerous. So now Mars going into your second house is going to manifest this application of the unlocking of the behavior of you, this analytical audit of you. South Node in Virgo is unlocking you. You are being used as a portal. Now go back to Libra, because Libra had this before, and before Libra was Scorpio. You're being used mercilessly as a portal after Saturn had Kronos just try and cancel you for the past 2 years since 2023. And see, Virgo is very subtle. Once again, we heard about what happened to Leo, because Leo was getting locked up. If you didn't do your research, you wouldn't know that Virgos have been terrorized the past 2 years. From Sneeko to Sneeko is kind of at least somewhat in the news. So like you would have kind of heard about it, but these people aren't necessarily as vocal. So you wouldn't know they fought a hidden war since 2023, got the kunai knife, and are soloing and going against entire collectives of people with false narratives and false beliefs. To the extent that these beliefs are right, they have to hold themselves accountable to the entire world sharing these beliefs. To the extent that these beliefs are false, you have Virgos picking up all their receipts to dead that bullshit. But now they're being used with the South Node as an unlocking portal to process all of the facts, the way society comes into facts, and personally for them, their analysis of themselves. Their analysis of themselves is going to unlock their belief of others, because Virgo North Node in your 7th house is preparing you for divine partnerships, platonic or romantic, that you're meant to sponsor. You're meant, after 10 years of the North Node being in your sign, where Pisces was used to unlock the collective's beliefs, to now steer towards how we analyze we want to direct society moving forward after it came out of Libra. Now you're being, this represents a departure of society, because we're departing the old world and we're coming in to collectively believe how we're creating this new world order era, whatever you want to call it. So this, of course, is somewhat controversial, because old facets of society over the past 10, 20 years, we're getting ready to release, so that we can come into the next 10, 20 years when the North Node is next in Virgo. But for a Virgo rising, for a Virgo sun, this 180-degree nodal opposition is taking everything you believe you're meant to really express, giving your social personality towards your belief in others, right? this personally moves forward relative to how you shape how these belief systems harvest and break through how you interpersonally relate with other people as well. The agreements and contracts you sign with other people as well, because it's not necessarily as simple as just relationships. And we had the North Node eclipse with Saturn. When the South Node comes back in Virgo season, Saturn will be back. So this is going to phase out these belief systems, retest the integrity. And this is where Leo season is your 12th house. Virgo, you are a closet narcissist, okay? Because Leo is narcissism. Now, this doesn't have to be narcissism, personality disorder. Everyone has narcissism. I hate to break it to you. Everyone is narcissist. Just look at Leo. Leo is living proof that everyone, to a certain degree, is narcissist. Leo is awesome because they're narcissists. I hate to break it to you. The reason why you love Leo is because they're narcissist as fuck. All right. And you might hate them for it. You might be jealous of them for it because they do it better than you. But that's the reason why Leo is awesome as fuck. Because they're not shy in letting you know they fucking love themselves and they love to enjoy themselves. Virgo has class in Libra. Virgo is more realistic in understanding the implications of just kind of flexing on everything. Not flexing to always feel better, but to inspire others. But other people are going to look at as you thinking you're better than other people. So Virgo just keeps it hidden. Virgo is humility. Virgo is kindness. But if you know Virgo, they're judging you silently. They're like, you niggas is trash. Like, I could do this so much better than you. I'm one of the greatest. I'm motherfucking perfection. But they're going to tell you they're not perfect. Oh, no, I make mistakes. You just make a lot more than me. And they can back it up. See, most of them can back it up. And this is where they are closet narcissists. It's cool. Every zodiac sign has a 12th house closet facet. Aries will piece you up. Aries is the embodiment of anger issues, but no one has anger issues worse than Taurus, because Taurus hides their 12th house Aries. You won't know that behind closed doors. Taurus is Aries, and they'll beat the shit out you. Once the bull turns red, okay, so everybody has a 12th house weakness. Virgo's 12th house weakness was actually said very well by Wale. Passion is my weakness, also my strength. Because when you inert this passion, it can come out very difficultly. And now it undoes the version of your character people feel that they have of you, right? And this is where, if you accept Virgo, you're a closet narcissist. This is not a bad thing. It's only bad if it's narcissistic personality disorder. And when I say you're a closet narc, I'm just trying to say that to sound a certain way. You have a hidden sense of your own awesomeness. And unlike Leo that has the face of it, you hide it so that you can be kind and not outshine. Because if you just outshined everyone, you would be Sagittarius. But you keep Sagittarius in your 4th house. And that's the deeper psychology of Virgo. Virgo is analysis, and interpretation is hidden in their 4th house. That's what makes Virgo the critic. Because what does a critic do? A critic unveils hidden meaning of an experience so that they can now analyze how what you're experiencing is what it is. And what is Sag? Meaning. And what's the 4th house? Hidden. And what does Virgo have in their 4th house Sag? Hidden meaning. That's what automatically makes you a critic with closet narcissism. All right. And some of the best Virgos embrace their closet narcissism without letting it be a narcissistic personality disorder. Just like the most awesome Leos embrace that they're narcissists without having narcissistic personality disorder. I swear to God, look, it is what it is. Now, the coolest thing, once again, is Virgo has Uranus and Gemini. So Uranus going into the 10th is innovating career success that last year Jupiter has evolved. And similar to what I said with Leo, right? Taking this year off, Jupiter in the 11th is putting you in a position to realistically now expand after your careers expand the rewards from this career. Who do you have in your corner? And Virgo has 11th house Cancer. So Virgo is the last zodiac sign to keep individuals in their core. This is why Virgo is the hermit. Their best friend, the hermit, Virgo's best friends are homebodies. Cancer homebodies who don't like to leave the house and who are loyal and that they're sincere with their emotions. Okay, this is how a Joe Budden could be good friends with Charlemagne the God, right? This is how you're going to see, even though they still conflict with each other, because that's still water and earth. Virgo is the master that has individual friendships, right? All their friends are psychic as fuck, by the way. So when your best friends are psychic, that's very interesting. All your Cancer dishes the tea. Okay, it's not a coincidence. Jupiter went into Cancer, and now the tea app came through. Your best friends dish the tea. You know more than you act like you know. But that being said, you have Pluto in your 6th house. So Pluto, that's awakening in Aquarius. Your affinity. We talked about how Gemini is Taurus's affinity, because Taurus rules the 2nd house and Scorpio rules the 8th house, and Gemini is both of those houses. It's Scorpio's 8th and Taurus' 2nd. Well, Virgo rules the 6th house and Aquarius is the 6th house. So of course, Virgo is the master because they live the genius supernatural lifestyle. They're able to integrate actual genius into how they live their life, advanced techniques and mechanics. So Saturn has structured that from 2021 to 2023, and now Pluto is awakening the supernatural enhanced quality. And that's what makes the opposition from your 12th house of this closet narcissist to Pluto here in the 6th. I don't mean to say closet narcissist that much. That's more of a joke. But this hidden courage, right, to now release unconscious habits in the nature of every January 21st, every late January, February, of you activating more supernatural quality, supernatural quality, which if you work out every day, I think the Virgos who understand what I'm saying, or Virgo risings, are the ones who work out every day, because now you're seeing insane results for regimens or routines you've done all the time. But now this is Pluto in the 6th house from now till 2044 that's going to, at an increased level, give you results that are out of this world, supernatural. So now as we come to Leo, you are breaking through how this supernatural integration of these habits release old patterns, release old anger issues, release old, social fears, if anything. And of course, with the South Node in your sign, it is, of course, using you and your personality as a resource to balance how delusional other people may be, because the way people be hitting you with their own delusional beliefs, and then you have to side eye them. Like, do you know this is easily researched? Like, you could literally just look it up, but it's cool. It is what it is. Someone has to fix the things that no one else will fix. And take this Leo season off. Okay. No, really take this Leo season off. But like the Mercury retrograde is going to reevaluate how, now that you are this opposition to Aquarius is 6 months worth of starting a new regimen, let's just say. And now you're starting to harvest and break through the effects of 6 months worth of repetition and consistency. And boom, then it's going to go through Virgo. You're going to transform really how this applies to your personality, manifested through Libra. As Venus goes into Cancer, coming out of Gemini, it has polished this career space that Uranus will be innovating. Neptune and Uranus in your 8th house are putting you in a position to really smack people who mess with your values and boundaries. I really mean beat the shit out of them with your energy physically, because they take your kindness for weakness, not because of any anger issues, because you might have to. All right. But other than that, as this goes back into Pisces, it's going to really reevaluate every belief you have towards how you interpersonally relate towards others, so that you can enforce these boundaries when it goes back into Aries. And yeah, Leo season, you could feel lethargic. Mars is in your 1st now, though. So as it goes into Libra, you're going to now take this assertion of analyzing who you are and now producing this social value, bridging this social value by altruistic action towards others, getting more paid. Now, someone asked a really good question I wanted to ask. When you die, do you keep your same zodiac in the afterlife, or do you just burst into all signs? Sandra D, that's such a good question. I have a theory. First of all, the conditions of your death, the ruler of your 4th house. If you look at the ruler of your 4th house in the transit and in your natal chart, it'll give you an idea of the conditions of your death. Second, okay, and the person who wrote the alien charts article, I had a reading with her. She was telling me this. This is how I learned this. Second of all, here's my theory. My theory is when you die, you give up the ghost. Right? That's your sun sign. That's your spirit. Your spirit progresses. I feel that when you die, your progressed moon still moves because it's your soul space, right? I feel like your progress chart can still push forward, but let's just say all of the planets are inert and the only thing that exists now is just your moon, your progressed moon still moving a degree. This is a theory. I think it's a wacky theory, but it's something to start with. My theory is that when you pass, your progressed moon still moves a degree every month and it's still traveling. It's still the soul space that you're moving through. Or maybe everything really does just dissipate back through. Really good question. Something that I would definitely look into in case it is provable. Death, who isn't fascinated with death these days? But yeah, that being said, Capricorn, okay. Last but not least, Capricorn, Taurus is your fifth house. Capricorn is spending power. Okay. We know that time equals money. Capricorn is ruled by Kronos, the Lord of time. There you go. Boom. And if you know anything about opportunity cost teaches you the value of time immediately. So we know that Taurus is the bank. Taurus is grounded fixed sign. It's fixed earth. What is fixed earth? Fixed earth is the banking institution that's fixed on the ground that holds value and security, money. It's actual tangible money, right? So, of course, Taurus is going to be value, right? Virgo is the market. Virgo is the market. It's mutable. It's shifting sand. Virgo is buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. The market is the game. It goes down in the game. And then Capricorn is the system, the economic system that allows the market to function. Okay. Capricorn is the legacy. It is the success. It is the goal you achieve. But really, it's just spending power. That's really it. It's time. And we know that time equals money. So if Capricorn is the potency of your spending, right? Virgo, of course, is going to really help you understand if you're spending more money for your buck or if you're getting ripped off. But Capricorn is the spending power. If you got the cash, what do you really honestly need the credit for? Horrible advice, but still true. So that being said, spending power loves Taurus because Taurus is the goods that you spend the money on. And Capricorn loves spending money. Oh my God. Who doesn't? But like Capricorn really like anyone can spend money. But then imagine if you're Jeff Bezos spending money. Like you're gonna take your proceeds, buy a rocket, and then fly up to space. And like they love spending money. They're really good at it. Now, what's also interesting is now Uranus is finished out of Taurus. So Uranus since 2008 has innovated how creatively you can spend your money, but also how creatively you integrate your value and produce. Capricorn, if Virgo is the critic, Capricorn is the director. I also like to look at Virgo as the editor, but you can see Pisces as an editor too. Capricorn is the director and Taurus is the producer. Okay. So Capricorn's fifth house in Taurus represents how creatively they spend on production, especially if they're like a director and producer, right? And how they have innovated their ability and talent at production, being this universal collective power at that really facilitates this ability to express, of course, at this level. So with the ruling planet Kronos in Aries, this is over the next 2.5 years going to build your foundation. We know that Leo is the foundation of courage for Taurus's value, the courage to express that value and integrate it socially. We know that Sagittarius is the meaning, that's the foundation of Virgo's analysis, where we, of course, analyze data and then we have to interpret the meaning of it. And then we know that Aries, savage, unfiltered rawness, is the foundation of Capricorn's integrity. And I will always give this analogy. Capricorn is the CEO of Starbucks saying, we regrettably apologize for one of our locations where our customer felt very disrespected. Okay. And we know that at no point should any of our employees talk to you a certain way. Doesn't matter what they do. You're always right. Okay. Everyone knows that Capricorn behind closed doors, when there's no cameras, is like, fuck that stupid ass customer. I had to fire the employee just so we look good. If that was me, I would have smacked the shit out of that customer. Okay, you don't fucking do that. Are the cameras stuck? Yes, and we know that you're gonna call this fakeness, and you might think of it as it, but it's really not. It's the distinction between them as a collective leader, where it's not just about their ego anymore. They're literally representing something bigger than just them. But then the Aries is their individual foundation. They're unfiltered. A lot of people don't know that Capricorn, when they go home and take their clothes, they're Aries. They're Aries. They'll beat the shit out of you in their own home. Like, it does not matter. They are Aries. You look at Aries and you're like, I'm about to fight you, bitch. That is a Capricorn behind closed doors. I'm telling you right now. A lot of people don't believe me. Capricorn rising too. They don't need to. It's not like a Libra mask, that the customer service Libra face mask, the human HR department. No, this is the leader of my corporation, and we have to make sure our stocks stay up. So I can't really tell you how I feel. All right. Even though I smack bitches too. Like, it is what it is. And Capricorn got the gangster snack. So here's the thing. Saturn in the 4th is building this foundation relative to now authenticity. That is a foundation for integrity. How do I maintain integrity while still keeping it real, while still being authentically me? That is the challenge. Having and embodying universal power, but having this individual foundation. Okay. Default, no worries. I will keep this available for the rest of the day for anyone who wants to catch a replay. So, of course, Neptune is reimagining this foundation. And what did you go through? Your supernatural divine abilities. And I think it's important we talk about, because we can't sugarcoat the fact anymore that Capricorn, you are universal power. So Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, you're elite. I'm going to talk to you as you're elite. I'm going to talk to you as if your real-time processing of data is supernaturally influencing reality as you are thinking. I'm going to put that scale of levels to the shit where lower zodiac signs have a longer lag time, and for you it's instant. So the whole Saturn, Neptune through Pisces thing is, I'm imagining that my day is amazing, and I am real time seeing my day become so more amazing. This is evidenced more by the North Node in your 3rd house in Pisces that is unlocking this analytical expression of seeing into the meaning of the causality behind you simply imagining. The higher the zodiac sign, the more potent, simple, minute expressions are. Okay, so this should sound like fantasy, but I really do believe that you're warping reality just by having simple thoughts, especially if you're a Cap rising, especially if you're a Capricorn sun, especially if you're a Cap rising or Capricorn sun born in the late 80s or 90s with Uranus and Neptune on your shit. You're not fooling me. Like, just know that I know. Just know that I know that you know. All right? That's just between me and you. If you have Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn, we know it's the truth. So you can pretend it's not true. We know it's the truth. We know that you can get in a slip of anger and be like, yeah, that's why you're about to get in a car accident, bitch. Shee-boo! And now you have to live with that for the rest of your life. But Capricorn is the devil card. So 9 times out of 10, it's like, serves you right, bitch. And that's it. Embrace it. That's you. Just embrace it. It's okay. Don't worry. You're learning. With great power comes great responsibility. But if you're actually on top of the law, then you can basically bend what's right and wrong. That's like the meta level of Capricorn morality, which we're not going to get into because we're just going to break down this Leo season. So the 8th house of other people's money is you manifesting 2nd house Aquarius. And that's what makes this opposition to the sun and Pluto all about money for you. That's it. It's literally all about money. Yes, I tell Aquarius tells Capricorn and Virgo to watch their thoughts all the time. Yes, because this is an earth dimension. So no one is more coded and embedded into the reality of this matrix than earth signs. Let's just hypothetically believe that depending on your zodiac sign, you could be more or less coded in. We know water signs aren't coded in. Pisces looks like a fish out of water. Like, my beliefs can come true if I believe it. But my feelings tell me that this is the reality. They're not in their element, guys. I promise you, Pisces is not as fish-tarded as they show. You're putting a fish out of water, and then you're telling them to get a job and then to make a living, where they come from a dimension where if they just imagine it, it's real. Like, give them some sympathy. They feel every single vibration as well. We don't really treat Pisces as well as some people who can flood this whole matrix if they wanted to. But listen, Aquarius in the second house is a 20-year awakening of an extraordinary amount of value and worth that you could only really, I won't say dream of, but like, it's monetizing your knowledge. Let's just say that it is a supernatural awakening of your wealth that Jupiter expanded at 2021. So you were probably, as a corporation, netting maybe 50 million or 1 billion. Now it's expanded it from 2021, Jupiter through Aquarius, your second house of finance. Now your pool can actually make 5 trillion from a billion. Saturn from 2021 to 2023 structured this expansion so that it's stable. And now Pluto is going through so that you can net millions, trillions of dollars worth of transactions at once. That was the construction for you. Capricorn, you got hooked the fuck up. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, you're ever since 2020, where you pretty much brought in the fucking apocalypse, and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse met in your sign, which is completely sus, Cap. Like, there's before 2020, there's after 2020. So all of the evil meetings that the elites came into when the elites met together and they were planning 2019 and 2020 around how they're going to take over the world for Agenda 2030. Capricorn, they did that in your sign. The most diabolical meeting amongst elites happened in your home. The rest of the zodiac is looking at you sus. We're just saying, if you're involved in any conspiracy theories, that's why. It is what it is. Anyway, post 2020, you had some of the most revolutionary, epic activation, evolution, and awakening of worth. Because what's really cool about Capricorn is that their net work is their net worth. The greatest network marketers that will ever exist will always be Capricorn. And possibly Virgo too. Virgo's nice, but Capricorn is always going to be the greatest network mark, because Capricorn's network is elite as fuck. They have Aquarius second house and they can manifest knowledge. So like with the Taurus rising, where I manifest my words, people pay me so I could talk to them. Second house Gemini, I've written this stuff down on paper. Capricorn is the third stage Pokemon evolution of this, where I'm manifesting my ideas. They're manifesting knowledge. They have fixed air. So they're the most powerful people to write some stuff down, and that shit happens. It is a supernatural quality. There, I said it. And this is where Capricorn, being the boundary of the totality, the material universe, the rules, everything after Capricorn, Aqua, and Pisces is seen as sci-fi and fantasy. So let me kind of reimagine with Neptune and Aries what Aquarius means for you. You manifest supernaturally. On a basic level, your network is your net worth. You monetize your knowledge very skillfully, but fuck all that shit. You are supernatural. You can literally just know what you want and it's going to happen. You could take action off of what you know you want to manifest and it's there. And Pluto over the next 20 years is awakening this so that every August, when we have the 180 degree of Pluto from your second to Leo of your eighth, you are consolidating investments. Eighth house is other people's money. The knowledge of your own worth, second house Aquarius, and the courage to deal with others spicily. Because people are going to try and want your money. So you might have to Leo pimp slap them. But the eighth house Leo is now a creative expression of the knowledge of what you're worth. You're performing your value to others. This enables people to invest in you and for you to invest in people. So this is where you're slapping the shit out of people who owe you money, who haven't paid you back, and you're also making lucrative investments. I like to call the period from your eighth house back to your second house return on investment, because it goes through your 11th house, your shareholders. We could call the 11th house the shareholders house because that's the group. That's like the gross pay. Then you get your net pay in the second house back in Aquarius. And then you're going to start a whole new yearly cycle. You're going to do this every fucking year until 2044, where by 2044, you fully awaken the extraordinary supernatural value and quality of your worth, which is collective, which is alien. I want you to open up to the fact that what you're worth is out of this world. It's alien. It shouldn't make sense. It could be explained by science, but it shouldn't really make sense. It's still kind of outside the boundaries of what's considered real. It's just, if you approach it like there's a sci-fi element, you can actually now incorporate sci-fi elements, even though it's not fiction, into the way you manifest. And Capricorn, you know, like I've seen a Capricorn woman win $15,000 from the casino twice. She got Saturn on her sun. Like she did that on accident. And I'm like, you're not slick. You used your alien supernatural powers. You're not slick. You're not slick. And then Pisces, I'm going to sound outrageously sci-fi. And Pisces is your third house. Okay, so having a third house Pisces means the supernatural quality of your own value is expressed through an astral quality of mindset that is supernatural beyond reality. That's the thing that people understand about the sea goat. Capricorn just acts practical and rational. The tail is within water. They hold deep wisdom and mysteries. Capricorn and Virgo are really good at acting like they're not psychic, but they're actually psychic as fuck. They're a different type of psychic. They're like a numbers-based pattern recognition psychic. And it is what it is. Probably even more than that. But Leo is going to really break you through who you trust, because the last 6 months since January of this year have reawakened you to the knowledge of what you're worth. And through Taurus, you integrated how practically you integrate and fully express this value that's out of this world to ground it. So by the time you integrate it socially in Leo to other people who do not honor this value, you draw boundaries. People who you honor, you invest in, they invest in you. So this is why I'm saying every January to August, and then every August back to January is all wealth. Pluto going through Aquarius is all going to be wealth. So you are harvesting from Leo, Virgo, and Libra wealth. So that by the time we get to your shareholders house, the secret society of your 11th house Scorpio, yeah, I won't snitch this time. You're going to now come into the deeper wisdom of where this investment channel is starting to go to. I don't know what kind of rich you're about to be. This is beyond filthy rich and obscenely wealthy. There's no words for it. Like it's, you want to invest in this, you know, magician, holler. But like, screw it. It's beyond people asking you for money. It's ridiculous. I hope I don't sound like I'm gassing you up, because new levels, new devils. Like this, being at this level creates a higher level of stress. And honestly, we don't sympathize with you. You're 9 times out of 10 richer, wealthier, more successful than other people around you. And yes, you do have this like Eeyore depression complex, Capricorn. And I'm not talking about the healthy Capricorns that are just a bundle of sunshine and joy and send you the dopest tarot cards ever. I'm talking about the Capricorns that just give in to their depression just to be depressed. As a Capricorn moon, I used to just like feeling down because that should have feel good. That should have been like, I can understand earth and water signs that just be depressed, because I'll just be wallowing in my Cap moon. And you know, Capricorn moon depression is you're not successful enough. You didn't buy a house at 5 years old. You'll never be shit. You're always going to be a failure. And that melancholy be feeling so good. You could just get comfortable there. You could just be like, no. And then you get addicted to it. I know it's crazy, right? You will be surprised. You will be surprised how many Capricorn placements will just gladly be here. You can get stuck in this, striving to be greater, and just forgetting you're the fucking GOAT, fam. Like, shake the fuck out. You're one of the greatest motherfuckers here. Stop lying to yourself. Because that shit is cute until it's not cute. Does it to Aquarius, too. Aquarius just takes a different approach. Okay? So it's like Aquarius is just way wilder. It's like, why haven't I led a revolution to free my people at age 3? Because you can't drive yet. I don't care if you drove at 15 earlier than other people, Aquarius. You're still in a human body. All right, it's cool. All right, this is just that Saturnian mind trickery that could go the wrong way sometimes. So like, yeah, congratulations. Saturn over the next 2 years is going to build this foundation of authenticity to match your integrity. It's going to challenge your family. It's going to challenge this part of yourself that really needs that solitude, or how at home can you feel with people. Capricorn is at home with people the more raw and unfiltered they can be. Okay. That's the psychology of earth signs. The psychology of earth signs is like a Queen Elizabeth, a vintage Victorian era Queen Victoria or Queen Elizabeth that's very stoic. She's just like this face of like proper class. But then the cameras are off and it's like, you gonna eat those fucking Cheetos without me, bitch? Toss me a Cheeto. Right? It's just so unbecoming. It's like you forget that these royals are real people. They are going to have real reaction, but they're not supposed to, right? That's not their image. That's earth sign. It's kind of like air sign, Libra, it focus on image, but earth sign has that seriousness. Capricorn cares the most about their image. Libra in the 10th house. And this is why they exalt relationships. But like, yeah, that being said, Leo is going to develop the intimacy between your relationships with people. Jupiter is in your 7th house since 2020. So the expansion since that apocalypse cycle, where you had all the elites in your sign and then the world started ending, very sus, you have broken through in Cancer. So now the integrity of who you are has integrated through expanding the authenticity of who you feel at home with, which is now going to expand and break through the sincerity. Integrity in Capricorn, sincerity in Cancer. If I have integrity in who I am, I'm going to be sincere about how I feel about you. Now brush your teeth because your breath stinks. All right. And we have a meeting to go at 7:00. And I need you to be there sharp. Like it is what it is. And Jupiter is going to be expanding. This is a very auspicious time to bless you with relationships, while throughout the rest of the decade, Uranus through Gemini is going to innovate very unconventionally your routine and your lifestyle. Okay. It's going to put you in a position where you realistically can prepare in a certain degree to step more into not just your power, but to step into now how you can color in the lines of the foundation you've built relative to your character. And Leo extends this towards now how much more intimately you could creatively and passionately deal with others and slap the shit out of people who really try and play you, Capricorn. Because people are going to try and do this. Well, you're super rich anyway, so I feel like I should slap the shit out of them. Stomp on their bad knee because you rule the knees. Yes, just let them know I don't care if I can cry with $100 bills in my hand. You're going to pay what you owe me. Like, it is what it is. Don't take advantage. People will take advantage of Virgo for their kindness. People will try and like do that to Capricorn, not the kindness thing, but you got it. You got it. Yeah, I'm about to get your arm and leg. Okay, like you need to let the dangerous lion 8th house Leo come out. And let them know we have collectors agents. Okay. This is my matrix. My bad. Oh my God. All right. Yeah, that's really what I got. Virgo season is going to be now more analytical, unlocking of talents and techniques. The way with which you deal with people, Capricorn, is going to be very significant and important relative to how you advance forward. And other than that, we're going to resume tomorrow with, of course, the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You guys stay blessed as always, okay? Subscribe to my app, Supernatural, to catch the replay to this tribe report. It's on there. And book a reading for me, okay? You can get a reading. You don't be scared. Book a reading. And I'll see you tomorrow.